I want us to have an honest conversation when it comes to the dangers of living a visionless life. When you talk about someone being blind from birth, some of us have been blind for the longest time. For where we were brought up, where we grew up from, the things that we have gone through, we have been blind all through. And now, darkness has become normal. You know when you become blind, I want you to envision, let me get someone here. Someone, please volunteer. First, the other side. She is going to move to go and just touch Honorable Joyce's hand, right? Okay? So off you go. Are we watching her? The dangers of a visionless. Ben, open her eyes, please. The dangers of a visionless life. Now, when someone begins to walk in darkness for so long, darkness becomes the new normal, and guess what? They learn to survive in darkness. When someone learns to survive in darkness, they learn, and I will just run off to the number one danger. If you are moving and operating a business without a vision, if you are living your life without a vision, if you are running your marriage without a vision, if you are going to school without a vision, if you're building a career without a vision, you are prone to accidents. You will spend money in a way you're not supposed to spend money. You will not say sorry the way you're supposed to say sorry. You will not be submissive. You will not be understanding. You are not going to be selfless. Why? Because you have been functioning in darkness for the longest time. Darkness has become your new normal, and you have adapted to the darkness, and now you think it's okay because I'm functioning, it's okay because I can eat, it's okay because I can board a taxi to Kampala, it's okay because I have a job and I can get 1 million shillings. Let me tell you, your life is limitless. You have the capability of performing way better than you are performing right now. But because we have been put in a certain box and we have accepted to stay in that box and adapted to the darkness in that box, we make accidents in relationships. We make accidents on who has the authority over us or who has a spiritual cover over us. We make accidents nearly everywhere. Some children have been born out of accidents. The only thing that I thank God so much for, that even when it was an accident that brought you in front of God, you were not an accident, because He formed you. You formed something after being intentional about forming it. So your parents made you, God formed you. Those are two different things. Before you were woven together in the secret places, by the time someone puts your life together in the secret places, they clearly have a plan. They've predestined a future for you. They know you. That even when you came through rape, He knew that you would exist, and He knew that you would have a very mega plan and live a very good life. But because we go through the hands of people that have grown us, we go through the hands of school, we go through the hands of teachers, we go through the hands of people that are always telling us, this can't be done, you can't achieve this. You're a girl and now you're a man. You can't go this far. You know, if you study too much, no one will marry you. If you buy a car, no one will marry you. Have you seen all those things? So now, we cocoon ourselves to the darkness. We close the eyes of our vision. And because we lack vision, we perish. And you know what makes me so sad? It's not only you that is perishing, but your generation and the next generation and the generation after that. That makes me so sad, and it makes me so hungry. That you are starting something that you are not going to contain, that is going to go down to the 4th generation. Is that the seed that you want to plant? Is that the failure that you want to pass on? Is that the shallow legacy that you want to pass on? If that's not what you want to pass on, right now you open your eyes and function as a person with sight. Mistake number 2. For people that are functioning in darkness for the longest time, they inhabit or it inhabits acceleration. How many of us are playing catch up in life? We feel we are still behind. We feel the world is way ahead of us. When you look at someone, you're like, oh my God, I wish I could be like them. As in, so many things are happening. The world is running at a very terrific speed, but you feel like you are in the same place, not making a movement. Who you were 5 years ago is who you are and is who you are planning to be. Acceleration. Let me say, the moment you become stagnant, you are actually going down. Because the world is running, right? So if the world is running, it's like you saying, maybe in 10 years ago, I saved money and I had 1 million shillings. Maybe 10 years ago, 1 million shillings had so much value. But right now, 1 million shillings, you live and ask yourself where it has disappeared and where it has gone. 1 million is pocket change. And that is where we want to grow to our capacity, where we say, if we say that 1 million is pocket change, you don't get offended because you are earning 500 or 800. No. You claim it and say that, you know what, if 1 million is indeed pocket change, so shall it be. It's just going to be pocket change. So that you can plan and say, okay, so how does a person that sees, a person that lives with a vision, how do they function? How? They sit down and think about where they want to go. Remember, we are here bridging a gap between where we are and where we really want to be. So a person that is living in darkness, that is living without a vision, is a person that is saying, you know what, I will wake up, I will eat, I will look nice, I will move around, I will do all those normal things. Let me tell you, the beauty also gets to a place when it's not beauty anymore. It's a burden. Yeah, have you ever seen a beauty that is a burden? A keta, a koya. Like someone just sees you and guze. Yeah, because you add no value. So if you're thinking that, you know what, I'll get a man and then we'll rent a kazigo somewhere and then tokosetoke and then I'll give birth to 5, 6 children, 9 children or 10 children and then I will live happily ever after. Think again. Think what? So it inhabits acceleration. Some of us admire. Some of us long to make movement, to grow a business and say, you know what, I want this business to give me this money and I want to give me this money. And we talked about planning. There is a time when we were starting this quarter, we talked about planning. And I said, earmark each month and understand how much money do you want to earn in that month. The moment you know how much money you want to earn in that month, then you are going to go back and ask yourself, how do I earn this money? How much money have I been earning? If I've been earning 500 and I want 500 more, what else can I do in order to get the 500? That is a person that is not letting others think for them. Because number 3, lack of vision makes you dependent on people. Because if you're blind, you want someone to hold your hand. You saw what Ben was doing. As she's about to bump into something, let me hold her hand. But no one is here to rescue you. Everyone is running their race and everyone has their own issues. You remember when I told you that in order for you to move, sometimes the momentum is not enough for you to move. And I told you that, you know what? Run if you can, okay? Walk if you can. Crawl if you can. Movement is movement, okay? And if there is no ounce of energy in you and there is no sense of movement in you, hold on to someone's heel. Yeah. There is someone who is moving. When you see someone that is moving, they are making it in business. Ngenda kujjawo entondo, ngenda kwejjawo kwewulira, ngenda kwejjawo kwemanya. Even if maybe I've ever had money and maybe that money, waliwo abalaalira. They've ever had money and now they don't have money and ne balalirayo ne basigalayo eri n'olukungu. No, you put that down and you hold to someone's heel. With them, they are moving, you say, you know what, if they can move me from here to there, at least I will help myself from there. Living without a vision. Functioning in darkness. And we have gotten used to the darkness. That is why we are okay with what we have. Very okay. When Tim talks about that time when I started the accelerated mentorship and I'd just given birth and we were in lockdown and, we were not moving around, and that thought came. I was like, there's so many people that are stuck in their houses, but they would love to grow. And I think I can provide a platform where we can grow together. Now, even in the Bible, it talks about entamirukufu, as in be sober. Because when you're blind, you cease to be sober. Because you can't see anything. You're bumping into things. You're prone to accidents. Then there is no acceleration because you would have wanted to move, but you can't move. Because anytime you make a movement, you're going to bump into something. Because of accidents, you cut down on your speed. Because of the heartbreaks, you cut down on your speed and say, I will never get married. Because of business losses, then you cut down on your speed and say, no more business. I'm not going to open any more businesses. Because of the accidents that you have incurred. So, the sooner you can see, the sooner you can move. As soon as I can be able to see, and let me tell you, there are some people who enjoy your blindness. Do you know there are so many people that enjoy your blindness? Because then you're not doing anything different. You're doing the same normal things, accidents upon accidents, and we've talked about it here, that the seasons of reckless decisions are over. And some of us, we've made a reckless decision after another reckless decision after another reckless decision. Why? We are functioning without a vision. And here, when we talk about a vision, I want you to look at it as blindness, that you are functioning but with your eyes closed because you don't have what it takes. And let me tell you, us coming here, and I've said it so many times, us coming here is number one step into liberating our lives. Number one step into liberating our lives. But the sad news is, if we speak about these things, when someone gets a hold of them, goes and executes them, they run way faster than you are running. Why? Because you are content with knowledge without execution. Knowledge alone is not enough. Actions. Sacrifice, consistency, commitment, determination, okay? The resilience to keep going even when the situations are screaming otherwise. The resilience to bounce back even when you fall down. You hit the rock bottom. So, a life of blindness, and I want you to be able to look into your life. Where have you been blind? Where have you been making mistakes after mistake? And you're saying, other people are doing so many things, but me, I don't seem to be making any progress. Okay? Other people are making progress. They're accelerating their programs, and I love the power of acceleration because our God is an accelerator. He says that, you can even overtake those that went ahead of you. So I believe in overtaking, okay? Not because we are in competition, but because my journey demands that I'm ahead and I move and I run and I fly. And the reason as to why we're doing this is that as we hold each other's hand, you will go back and hold another person's hand. And you cannot hold another person's hand unless you are really strong. Okay? So, the codependence being number 3. Codependence. Some of us have waited for external validation. We have waited for affirmations. We have waited. Why? Because we don't know our value. We are waiting for people to tell us whether we are beautiful, whether we are good, whether we can make it, whether we are brilliant, whether that business is for us. How many times have you asked So many times you wait for someone, but do you think this is possible? And then they will tell you everything that they know. You know, people fail at that business, and, you know, all marriages are the same. You know, they will tell you all that, children, bringing up children is not easy. And then you'll go to another one, ask the same questions. Go to 5 people. Consulting is not bad, but I want you to consult and make sure that you go ahead and execute. But the first person you should consult is you. Because God has placed a spirit of discernment, and he convicts you, and he knows that he wants to do something good for you. So you sit and say, am I comfortable with this? Is this what I really, really, really like? There's something that Ben was telling me today about accelerated mentorship. And he told me that, you know what, I've been doing these things. I'm a producer. But I had never sat down to take like an audit of my life, to find out, who am I serving? Where are these people? Where do they stay? What kind of jobs are they doing? Because it's possible I'm underpricing my services, and yet they can afford my services. It's possible that I am serving a mass market, and yet I must create a blue lagoon somewhere where I'm serving a specialized kind of clientele. That is how my money is going to triple. Because for as long as I am selling low-ticket things, I am never going to break even.